Hello, everyone. We have Sally with us tonight. And Sally, in two sentences, what was your business idea and how does it help the world?
Hi, Robert. Thanks for having me. Let me give you the real version of it because the version people like is a way more inspiring than was my story. I moved to the Netherlands and I could not get a job, and I was sending CVs and I did not got even interviews from a series, and I was not struck the beat. I just had not possibility to get a job. No local network, no Dutch experience, no European degree, and I was sending series to a system which was not working for people standing where I was standing. And that's why I started LinkedIn and I started posting here. And that's the origin story. That's how I start here on LinkedIn. And my business is directly related to LinkedIn now. Um, it's not a how to say light bulb moment or a huge business idea. I had not it. I was simply job seeker who just needed a job, and that's why I start. What I do now for a living is that I somehow flipped the problem, and I had not visibility in that period, and now I help other people to have visibility who are creating really amazing products, future products. They have really amazing companies and just don't have visibility. I help them to be visible in social media on LinkedIn.
Excellent. And how do you get these clients? Do you look for the profiles or their posts, or how do you find them?
It's somehow a complex process. I mean, I'm posting actively here. And at first, I need to mention definitely that when you are helping others to have good profile, to have visibility, you need to start from your own first. You need to have good account to give them example they need to see you as a how to say your niche leader
Mhm.
and I'm posting actively here. I'm getting inbounds. Also, I'm doing outbounds too. And also I created system that works for me. And it's like both inbound and outbound.
Excellent. So, uh, who are your ideal clients? If I want to work with you, who am I?
I'm very niche. uh, First, uh, back then I started working with fintech founders and banking executives because I'm ex-banking and insurance, and I started LinkedIn posting. So I tell you how it starts, okay? And so yeah, and how I did it. I started LinkedIn as a job seeker, as I mentioned, and I am ex-banking and insurance, and I was posting about finances, business cases, and people start somehow connecting dots about myself. And after 3 months of posting, I became were calling me Sally from finance because my positioning, what I was doing, how I was doing, and simply back then I was sharing I was choosing one company, different companies per day, different industries, and I was writing finances as a post. After I became number one in the Netherlands in the banking and banking and consulting niche, people start somehow connecting these dots and identified me as a how to say, person who can translate complex business cases and finances into content, and they start reaching out, and they were asking, they were amazing professionals, executives with amazing background.
Okay. We lost Sally
I'm
for.
sorry,
Yeah, we lost you for a moment.
can you hear
We
me?
lost you. Yes, we can hear you now. Okay. Mm, I hope she'll be back soon. Let me show some comments.
And
Okay, what's going on? Sally's trying to rejoin. Let us wait. For the LinkedIn user who is asking Sally, does niche matter at all? I would say this from my experience that it does, uh, but in two different ways. You can be like Sally, who is really niched in her way what she's doing and for who, but you can be, and this is a niche for the who you serve or who you work with, but you can be the niche. So you are the uh, service who which you provide. So you decide what to do, and you don't define the niche or the people you are who you are working with, but you define what or how, how do you help your customers, from your perspectives. You choose your best, I don't know, talents, your best skills, and then the niche becomes obvious, or the people who you work with. For instance, I don't like to work with people who are really, straightforward and want to make things slow and check everything 5 times. I want people who move fast, and this is how I make my niche. Let me- Sally, we lost you.
oh, I'm back. I'm back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's get back to your to where we start where we stopped. I forgot. Do you
Me
remember?
too, honestly. So, and as I remember, I was talking about how I start LinkedIn and how I start my brief business, right? So, so I became first in the Netherlands in the banking and consulting niche, and professional stars reaching out about how I did it, how I made content from as raw as cash flow is, for example. And in that moment, that was my aha moment. I thought, I looked around, and no one was doing it as good as I was doing, and that's why I thought to help others. In technical fields, to create their personal brands and their profiles and their content. And after a while, and I started it with banking and fintech executives working with. And after a while, despite I'm an ex-banker and I know this field and this space so well, something interesting happened. And it was like I was, bankers were too conservative, too polished, too, how to say, I was not good fit. That's why I left them, and currently I'm working with fintech founders
Hmm.
from seed to series B, fintech founders who to create their LinkedIn presence and fill the gap they have. They are building amazing companies and their LinkedIn presence don't look, how to say, mm, good.
Hmm.
Not good. Not so, their positioning, they don't have permission to not look good because they are really amazing people. So
Hmm.
I'm working with fintech founders, series uh, from seed to series B fintech founders. So they are.
Okay, we have a comment from, let me show, Solis. That's so good. And a question, uh, does niche matter at all? And does it help you to build a more specific presence, or are you limiting the coverage on purpose?
Oh, 100% matters. 100%. Because when we are building our profiles, we are talking about pain points, right? We need to know what problems they have. Otherwise, we can't solve it. If I have no idea what problem, for example, I'm working with fintech, right? Currently, but I can't understand, for example, engineering. I have no idea what problems they have. So
Hmm.
accordingly, I can't create a good post. I know cash flow, I know business cases, I know how to, I exactly know what problems they have. I'm daily talking with my ICP. But when you are not niche, when you are working with everyone, how you can create, how to edit their content, if you have no idea what to write, how
Hmm.
you can create their content, you know so that's my point. Niche down matters, but I need to mention it too. First, it's the very first time I was 2 weeks, first 2 weeks working with everyone. I mean, every C levels. I
Hmm.
started. Then I realized, and it clicked. I have no idea what I need to write, what problems they have. How can I communicate with them? That's why I niche down. But if mm, you need to look around at first, you need to try everything, and after that, you need to niche down because you don't have any idea where you are fit.
Hmm.
Now, I'm ex insurance, I'm ex banking, and I thought back then that I have possibility to work with them. But what happened? I can't work with them because that's my own business, right? And I'm giving permission to myself to work with who I like, where I'm good fit, where I feel comfortable. And that's why niche down matters 100%. But don't do it directly. That's my niche. Try everything, what you know, and then niche down.
Excellent. I like that because when you were gone, I was explaining my point of view on this, and that is that you actually become the niche. And as you said, you were Sally from finance, and that's actually you as a niche. So you find your niche through yourself, through whatever fits you best, and the customers that you work best, and where you are comfortable, and things like that.
Honestly, Robert, I did not had much options. Because I was a job seeker, I needed a visa sponsored role, I needed relocation, I had no other choice. And
Hmm.
only one thing I had experience was banking, finance, like cash flow, like, all that stuff. And I started doing what I know,
Hmm.
what information I had.
Hmm.
I did not have any other choice, and I moved here. What I'm doing now for living, uh, that was that happened accidentally because I start. LinkedIn learns me so many skills, and what I'm doing now is directly relates to LinkedIn because I gained this skill to here because noticing possibilities is a skill on its own, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
So everything comes from LinkedIn.
So, do you have any advisors, mentors, coaches? And what was the best business advice you received?
Oh, oh, I'm completely alone. I've started alone, and I'm alone now too. I, when back then when I started, um, first of all, I need to mention that I have quite good skill from finance and analytics. That I'm good at analyzing both numbers and opinions too. And when I start, I was analyzing everything from hooks to how to say to positioning everything. I learned everything myself, and so yeah, no one helped me. And that does not mean I'm proud of it, because if you have possibility, you can hire anyone, and that's absolutely okay. But honestly, I love doing things myself. Maybe it's hard, tough, process is so tough, and does not matter if you are ready both mentally or financially. Process is tough, and we are. Uh, um, yeah, process is tough, but if you have possibility, you can hire everyone. That's my opinion about it. And so what was your question? Sorry, second
So,
question.
did you have any uh, advisors, and what was your best business advice you received or to give?
Um, so um, so I don't didn't have any advisors. And what about advices? Yeah, someone told me that you don't need to feel ready. You need to start anyway, and you learn through this process. And honestly, at first, I thought it was like irresponsible actions. If you are not ready, if you have no idea what are you doing, why you doing it, right? You are
Hmm.
taking responsibility. You are looking clients, and you're working with them. You're taking money from them, and honestly, I agree with this because when you are announcing something big, and you don't have a way back, you need to do that. That's
Agree.
exactly it. And last week, for example, I've announced my, I created my, how to say, system. What I learned during this 15 months. I've grabbed everything, analyzed everything. I took data from the Favicon tracker. Is a tool which helps me so much. And Favicon got me how to say 200 profiles from my niche and 4,500 posts. And I've analyzed everything, and I've created my IP, and I've announced and also I've created my 6 week program, and I've announced last week. And I'm not 100% ready, but I know exactly, I know 100% that I do it well because
Mm,
I don't have a way back.
yeah.
I, I can't leave anything, you know? So that's why announcing and how to say, yeah, you need to do it.
Burn
Just,
the bridges.
yeah.
Okay, we talked about LinkedIn. You said you started there, and you're still this is still your go-to platform. And somebody's asking, do ratings matter at all? On the other hand, who cares what people say? But on the other hand, isn't the dopamine hit worth it?
No, it's not. It's not only dopamine. Dopamine. First of all, I need to mention that rankings. There's opinion on LinkedIn and everywhere in social media that rankings are only vanity metrics like impressions, engagements, and etc. I don't agree with it because if you check Favicon and if you check what. How to say, what metrics they are using, that's not only engagement or impressions and numbers. They are also measuring authenticity score, which
Mm,
means if you are, but how to say, sound like bots. If you are content yours or AI writes it or etc. So rankings also gives you credibility because when how I start my business, right? People noticed me. I
mhm,
became first, yes, in the Netherlands, and that was huge. No, I'm not very bold usually, but that was huge for me because after me, I was first, and second one was CEO and founder of bank, and different and CEOs of different banks, and everything is perception, right? Oh, LinkedIn presents everything. Everything is psychological, and when people see you with that, huge persons, huge professionals, they are HRs and recruiters starts writing me DMs after my rankings. So rankings gives you credibility. Rankings gives you visibility, and that's absolutely good. That's not only numbers. And when people are, I always say that numbers are not everything, but it's good to see. It's a quite good sign that you are doing something good, right?
mhm.
So we need visibility here for what we are here. We, yeah, for visible, for everything. Rankings for me and also for my clients, rankings are crucial.
Mhm. And what do you say is the most common mistake that companies and people on LinkedIn do?
Oh, there. So I've seen so many mistakes, and how to say. First of all, I need to mention that founders, especially, are trying, new founders are trying to follow different trends, which is, for example, writing posts like guru style posts, like with hashtags, with aggressive CTAs, with carousels, for example, and they are spamming. I can tell in my niche only. I can mention it because I analyze everything and I know it 100% is correct. That, for example, hashtags are spamming posts. I know it exactly. Carousels are not working, and way more before than it was mentioned on LinkedIn lately. I saw several posts about it, but already several months it's not working. Also, like, when can you imagine founder who's quite salesy, and their CTAs are buy my products. That's not good tone, absolutely.
Mhm.
And a second one where I see from founders in my niche in fintech is that how to say, they are thinking more about what to post, not what tone they have. And honestly, I think that I always recommend it that tone matters more than what you say. And the third problem, what I see, um, yeah, and the third problem what I see is that um, they don't have necessity, or they don't see necessity of how to say, creating. People trust people. We all know it, and as soon as they are getting funding, they are hiring marketing agencies, and they are trying to improve their company's page. But according statistics, last year only 7% of company page grew. So that's the problem. People trust people. Everyone already knows it, and they are not doing anything for it. So
Mm.
here's the three main problem what I see.
So, if I'm a fintech founder and want to work with you,
No,
uh,
yeah,
what do you offer? How do we work? How do we start? How long does it take? How much money, if you're comfortable to share that? And uh, how does it look? What do you help me with? What you don't? Because I think you have this really clear. Uh,
yeah. I
yeah.
have, of course. Offer is so important, and back then I was not realizing it, and now I say that I did not had an offer before, because so yeah. What about I don't have any funnels and etc. DM is absolutely enough. At first we are talking about if we are a good fit. That's first, and I need to understand what problem you have, what business goal they have. Definitely, because mostly founders think about that LinkedIn is for just visibility, and they have no idea they can get business results from it. And I need to understand what business goals they have. Usually fintech founders have three main goals, not four, I think: partnerships and investors. What they need, here's their business goals. Here's partnership and clients, investors, and investors, and yeah, talents. So
Mhm,
I need to understand what they need exactly,
mhm,
and after that, I'll at first I'll take a look their profile, and at first meeting I'll tell them what they have, that what they don't have, I can help them, or I can't. And so yeah, they what about prices? It's not a couple of hundreds, it's a couple of thousands, but results really worth it,
mhm,
because what I've created, I'm not mentioning everything. I need to save some information for my clients, what works for them, what does not. And yeah, I'm saving most information for my clients. And so yeah, um yeah so what about prices, a couple of thousand, and what about what they get from me is a 6 weeks program.
mhm,
I made it recently. It's a test, and I need to implement it and work with real accounts. I analyze everything. I have my hypothesis. I have my opinions, and I measured everything. But I need to try it with real accounts. So I'm last week I announced this 6 week program, and they will participate in there. And price, current price is very low, and I'm helping them in the future. They don't get everything from me. I mean, ghostwriting and to be in every case, every problem, every everything. They just get information and strategy and roadmap from me. But currently, I'm doing everything with them because I need to get good results from my program. So yeah.
Okay. So, how much of my time, of my engagement, do you need for this 6 weeks?
During this period and uh, during these months I'm working with this clients, I'm not using calls so much because they don't have time. Absolutely don't have time. Especially I'm working with startup founders and they are working even 5 a.m. for example. So I've implemented voice notes in WhatsApp, and as soon as and also the crucial information and mm, interesting details we are losing from calls to calls. So I'm getting voice notes from them as soon as something happened there. I can hear their tone, their assessment, what they are thinking about it exactly. And we all know details matters. That's why I'm using voice notes. And it's like 1-2 minutes maximum, I think, per day or yeah. And we are not posting so actively, and accordingly we don't need so much time, maybe 1-2 hours per week on calls, but voice notes. And in this program I need to mention that every founder, which will be in this first um, program, they'll have access. They will have unlimited messages with me. Usually, I'm telling them that's like 3 or 5 maximum messages during weeks, but during week. But in this program, they will have possibility to write me anytime, and how
Unlimited.
they meet me. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So, what do you find most exciting or surprising in your business journey?
Oh. Mm. So exciting is, mm, despite I was working with businesses all my corporate career and I was doing their things, I never imagined that um, I ever had my own business, and everything are surprising me, almost everything. Because I had so many information how to run business, how to make decisions, but process is absolutely different, absolutely difficult, and I'm going yeah, decisions matters too, and everything, it's so complicated and everything are surprising me currently. 2 months ago I was thinking about that. I have clients, I have inbounds, and etc. I can scale over my business, but after that, I realized that it's not so easy. You need to be ready, it has. And um so yeah, everything are surprising me. Absolutely everything.
Ex-
Despite my knowledge, my background, my education is directly business, and I was working with different businesses. But I'm here and I'm thinking and thinking and thinking about everything.
Great. So, would you change anything if you would start again? I don't know, 5 years ago.
No, never. So mm, I don't much like talking about my background. What I I'm Georgian.
Hmm.
And past years, past the last several years are so tough for my country, for my people, and the environment here is not much good. I did not choose expat life, and but Netherlands is absolutely my choice. I always were traveling, and the Netherlands always were my favorite. I feel like home there. Here already, and yeah, I chose this country, but I don't like mention about how mm, you know uh, uh, I don't like much mention about my past, but it was absolutely difficult, absolutely. And despite I learned so many things, and my past created me who I am now. So I don't change. Yeah, uh, uh, yeah. That's I never change it, and I did everything what I need to do. I learned so much, and yeah, I love and I like every decision what I made, and I think currently I'm in the right place and
Please.
country also. Yeah.
Okay. So, if the listeners of this event could help you with something, what would it be?
Oh, sorry, what could you please ask me again?
Yeah, if the listeners of this event
Yeah.
could, could help you with something, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe feedback about everything. I'm always open to listen everyone and give healthy feedback. I love it, and yeah, I'd be glad if everyone gave me healthy feedback.
Excellent. We have some comments like
Okay,
this.
I can't
Uh,
see comments. That's why I'm
oh,
asking.
not okay. Great point on niching down, Sally. Very insightful. Uh, Benjamin said, "Happy to be here." Also, Mort, glad to be here. Uh, we have a question in
Okay.
staffing channel partner how to attract clients with indirect marketing with informative content. Can you share your thoughts on this matter? We have on bench resources to support UK USA client.
Oh my God, I didn't thought. I need to say it. Okay. These comments. Just a moment, please. And 1 minute. Now I can say comment. Um.
Okay, let's leave it for the comment section in on LinkedIn. Uh, but here is an interesting question. Name five creators for you today.
5 creators. Yeah. Um. Okay. So, uh, first one mm, is Justin Welsh. Second one is Chris Williamson, and last three persons are micro creators, and I like so much exactly Dmitri's how to say profile and what he's doing. And what about also who are they? I saved two of them, okay?
Okay.
If
Okay.
possible. Yeah, and there was one question, right?
Well, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we're about the end. Any final thoughts?
Uh I need to tell thank you everyone who were here, and thank you Robert
You're welcome.
So yeah, thank
Okay.
you everyone. So
Yeah. Okay. Have a nice rest of the day and goodbye.
you too. Bye. Thank you.